Hello everyone, I'm Priyanka and today we will discuss sterilization. This is a part second. So let us discuss the chemical methods or agent of sterilization. First, let us talk about the action of chemical agent. Protein coagulation, disruption of cell membrane resulting in exposure, damage or loss of content, removal of sulfur hydryl group essential for the normal functioning of enzyme substrate competition. Commonly used chemicals. First we have alcohol. Frequently used are ethyl alcohol, isopropanol alcohol. These must be used at concentration 60 to 90%. Isopropanol alcohol used in disinfection of chemical thermometers. Methyl alcohol is effective against fungal spores, treating cabinets and incubators. Methyl alcohol is also toxic and flammable. Next we have aldehyde. Formaldehyde having bactericidal, oricidal and have lethal effect on viruses. Used to preserve anatomical specimens, destroying anthrax spores on hair and wool. Next we have glutaldehyde, effective against tuberous bacilli, fungus, viruses, less toxic and irritant to eyes and skin, used to treat an anesthetic rubbers, face masks, plastics, endotracheal tubes, metal instruments, and polythene tubing. Next we have dyes. Two group of dyes, aniline dyes, acridine dyes. Both are bacteriostatic. Bacteriostatic means like multiplication is stopped, but the bacteria is not killed. Like it's alive. So both are bacteriostatic in high dilution, but are of low bactericidal activity. Aniline dye is more active against gram-positive than gram-negative organisms. Uh, some important dyes: proflavin, acrylflavin, inulflavin, amina, these impair the DNA complexes of the organism and thus kill or destroy the reproductive capacity of the cell. Next, we have halogens. Talking about the first halogen, iodine used in skin disinfectant, having active bactericidal activity and moderate action on spores. Next, we have chlorine used in disinfect water supplies, swimming pools, and food and dairy industry, along with hypochlorite are bactericidal, also act on viruses. Next we have phenols. These are obtained from distillation of coal tar between 170 to 270 degrees Celsius. Lethal effects are capacity to cause the cell membrane damage, releasing cell content and causing lysis. Low concentration will precipitate protein. Next we have gases. Type of gases used in sterilization: ethylene oxide, formaldehyde, gases, and then beta prolactone BPL. Ethylene oxide action is due to its alkylizing and the amino carboxyl hydroxyl and sulfohydryl group in protein molecules, also on DNA and RNA. Items: heart lung machines, respirators, dental equipment, books, clothing. Formaldehyde gas. This is widely employed for fumigation of OT and other rooms. Formaldehyde is produced by adding 150 gram of KMnO4 to 280 ml of formalin for every 1000 cubic feet of room volume. After closing the windows and other outlets, after fumigation, the door should be sealed and left unopened for 48 hours. Next we have BPL, product of ketone and formaldehyde with a boiling point of 163 degrees Celsius, having rapid bactericidal activity but carcinogenic, capable of killing all microorganisms and is very active against viruses. Next we have surface active agents, substances that alter the energy relationship at interfaces, producing a reduction of surface or interfacial tensions is called surface active agents. These are widely used as wetting agent, detergent, and emulsifiers. There are four main groups: anionic, cationic, non-ionic, and butyric. Next we have metallic salts. Though all salts have a certain amount of germicidal action depending on their concentration, salts of heavy metals have a greater action. For example, salts of silver, copper, and mercury. These are protein coagulants and have the capacity to combine with free sulfur hydryl group of cell enzymes. Talking about the monitoring the effectiveness of the sterilization, to ensure the sterilization have successfully, the process of sterilization and not the end product is tested. Indicators have been developed to monitor the effectiveness of sterilization by measuring the various aspects of the process through different indicators. Next we have mechanical indicators. These indicators, which are part of autoclaves or dry heat oven itself, records and allow you to observe the time, temperature or pressure reading during the sterilization cycle. Chemical indicators. Table line that change color when the intended temperature has been reached. Pellets in glass tubes that melt, indicating that the intended temperature and time have been reached. Indicator strips that shows that the intended combination of temperature, time, and pressure has been achieved. Indicator strip that shows the chemical or gas are still effective. Chemical indicators are available for testing ethylene oxide, dry heat, and steam processes. These indicators are used internally placed where the steam or the temperature takes longest to reach, or put on the outside of the bag to distinguish processed from non-processed. Let us now discuss the biological indicators. These indicators use heat-resistant bacterial endospores to demonstrate whether or not sterilization has been achieved. If the bacterial endospores have been killed after sterilization, you can ensure that the all microorganisms have been killed as well. After sterilization process, the strips are placed in the broth that support an aerobic growth and incubated for 7 days. The advantage of this method is that it directly measures the effectiveness of sterilization. Talking about the disadvantage is that this indicator is not immediate, as as are mechanically and chemical indicators. Bacterial culture results are needed before sterilization effectiveness can be determined. Talking about the factor determine the potency of disinfectants. Concentration of the substance, time of action, pH of medium, temperature, nature of organism, presence of extraneous material. Talking about the ideal antiseptics or disinfectant should be effective against all microorganisms, be active in presence of organic matter, effective in acidic and alkaline media, have speedy action, have high penetration power, stable compatibility with other antiseptics. And talking about the testing of disinfectants, there is no single reliable test available to determine the efficiency of the disinfectant due to the number of the parameters which influence the disinfectant activity. Traditionally, in such tests, phenol is taken as standard. Generally, generally used sterilization method in laboratories: dry heat, glassware and plasticware empty vessels and instruments may be sterilized by dry heating in an oven at 160 to 180 degrees Celsius for 3 hours. But most people prefer to autoclave. Most recently, gas bead sterilizer around 300 degrees Celsius are being employed for sterilization of forceps, carvel, etc. These devices use dry heat. Next we have flame sterilization. Instruments like forceps, needles, etc. are uh, ordinarily flame sterilized by dipping them in 95% alcohol followed by flaming. These instruments are repeatedly sterilized during the operation to avoid contamination. Next we have autoclaving. Culture vessel like empty, broth empty and containing media are generally sterilized by heating in an autoclave or a pressure cooker to 120 degrees Celsius at 15 for 15 to 40 minutes. Sterilization during autoclaving depend mainly on temperature. Certain type of plasticware and some instruments, for example micropipettes, etc., are also autoclaved. Care should be taken to properly stopper all the vessels and to open the autoclave only when its pressure gauge indicates zero pressure. So here we have the summary of sterilization. Sterilization is the process or a killing all microorganisms including spores on or in a metal or object. The factor that determines the type of sterilization or disinfecting process to be used includes time, temperature, stage of growth of organism, nature of the medium in which the organism is suspended, that is air, gas or liquid, and the number of the organism present. Sterilization and the disinfection can be achieved by using heat, filtration, chemical or radiation, etc. Overall, heating is the best means of sterilization, but other methods are used for heat labile objects. Dry heat requires more time than wet heat to kill microorganisms. Boiling kills most vegetative cells but not bacterial spores. And pressure cooker and autoclaves achieve sterilization. That's all we have in sterilization. Thank you and have a nice day.